The other speakers, and we begin with Ms. Bauer. 2 minutes, please.
Köszönöm szépen, elnök asszony. Tarabella úr biztosan megbocsátja nekem, hogy most nem neki köszönöm meg a jelentést, hanem elsősorban.
Thank you. I'm sure that Mr. Tarabella will excuse me if I don't actually thank him. First of all, I'd like to thank Mr. Spiedler, who is with us for the last time as Commissioner. If I may, I would also like to thank the Commissioner for his commitment. He's always shown commitment in the interests of women and the role of women on the labour market and equal opportunities for women. With regard to this text, there are two issues that I'd like to refer to. First of all, the wage gap. The figure I have shows something like more than 17% wage gap between the genders. And if the situation is improving, that improvement is taking place extremely slowly. And I would say that the figures now are worse than they were 2 years ago. If we look at everyday situations, I would say that in the short term we haven't really seen any improvements. And something else which is totally unacceptable is that this wage gap is not something that applies to young people, but women who wanted to get back into the labour market after having a child. Europe, of course, has been hard hit by the crisis, and that state of affairs is unacceptable. Of course, the wage gap is something that all sorts of rules and regulations ban. You talked about the 1975 legislation, and you also talked about the directive that has existed for many years now. But although the directive exists, it's not actually working. I was particularly pleased to hear Mr. Spiedler saying that we should be able to have a report from the Commission in the course of 2010, and I hope the Commission will then be able to explain what they are planning to do so that existing legislation is more effective. Could I also make one comment with regard to the Charter for Equal Rights? I think what we need to do is improve the effectiveness of existing legislation. That is better than creating new laws which will be just as ineffective as the previous ones.
Grazie. La parola all'onorevole Estrela.
Thank you. Mrs. Strela, a minute and a half.
Thank you, Madam President. I'd like to begin by congratulating the rapporteur for an excellent piece of work, and I hope that the